In this particular session, we're going to be chatting about all things fat loss. Well, maybe not all things, but 8 essential fat loss hormones that can really help you to look and feel your best. So whether you're wanting to fit into the skinny jeans, trim down and achieve your best physique, or, I don't know, look good naked, whatever, look good in a swimsuit, these particular fat loss hormones are really, really important. So, hi, if we've not met, my name is Corey Sievers. I'm the co-founder of the Savvy team, and what we do here on the Healthy Savvy Life Show is really share hints and tips to help you reach that next level of health and lifestyle. So if you're new here, depending on where you're catching this, consider liking, following, or subscribing. So let's jump on into this particular session about the fat loss hormones. Now, interesting topic because we do cover this in depth in some of our masterclasses, but I wanted to go through these particular hormones and share with you some insights just in case they might help you out, because a lot of the times we're been treating the symptoms of fat loss. So and so many people, when they're dealing with issues around weight, are really treating the symptoms without addressing some of the underlying causes. So, we're told to exercise more and eat less, and then we'll achieve our best physique. Well, they talk about the law of thermodynamics and, physics and all that sort of thing, but there's a layer of biology and hormones and all these complicated things that comes into play when we're dealing with our own physiology, really. So if you've been just treating the symptoms, then, that could be a problem. So there are lots of different scientific discoveries that have been made in recent times that really show that there are some simple obstacles that could be causing your lack of success when looking to lose weight. And if you just continue to focus on losing weight without addressing those underlying causes, then you're likely to yo-yo. And that's, let's face it, what happens for so many people. So when we think about it, hormonal, body transformation is more of an hormonal deal, we could call it. So the hormones are so involved in this. And so that's what these 8 essential fat loss hormones are about, this particular talk, and how to get them working for you. So let's jump on in and deal with these particular things. All right, so first of all, our first fat loss hormone that you might want to tackle is called ghrelin. Now, ghrelin's your hunger gremlin. So if you can think of just growling stomach and all that sort of thing, then you know what ghrelin is all about. So it's produced in your stomach, and like many fat loss hormones, it works with your brain to signal that you are hungry, reducing calories in an effort to lose weight. So following the typical advice of reducing calories in an effort to lose weight can cause an increase in ghrelin. And so even after 12 months of a calorie restricted, a reduced calorie diet, research shows ghrelin level stays elevated. So in other words, your body never adapts to eating less, and so it keeps sending this I'm hungry signal. And that's why it makes it harder and harder to maintain and lose weight. And that's what so many people have so many community members have commented to us about their past episodes of trying to lose weight. So the good news and bad, depending on how you look at it, but the good news is that intense exercise decreases ghrelin levels. So that's why exercise can have such a powerful effect on fat loss, okay, and weight maintenance. So our next hormone is called leptin. Now, leptin is a type of hormone that's called an adipokine. So, and this is released exclusively from the fat cells, and it interacts with your brain really to get your body to eat less and burn more calories if it's working and if it's sensitive enough and functioning properly. So the more body fat that you have, the more leptin your fat cells release, okay? Because it's supposed to be, if it's working properly, that's supposed to happen. So, however, too much body fat can lead to leptin, it can lead to what's called leptin resistance. And also too much of the modern diet where we're eating far too much sugar and insulin and everything can set up a bit of a loop in the brain where we become both insulin resistant and leptin resistant. So we just keep getting fatter and fatter and fatter, and yet we get hungrier and hungrier and hungrier. So to maximize leptin sensitivity, you'll want to get adequate sleep. You'll want to pack your diet full of antioxidants and vegetables. So whether it's your diet or through supplementation, both really, really powerful. And you'll want to lose weight, enhances your leptin sensitivity and gives you some momentum. So the more weight you lose, the more effective leptin will become in your body as well. So let me just check something. It looks for some reason like we have gone to a bit of a strange, no, we've got the, all right. All right, so that was leptin. So now let's move on to adiponectin. So adiponectin, it's another adipokine, but unlike leptin, the leaner your body, the more adiponectin your fat cells will release. So it enhances your muscle's ability to use up carbohydrate for energy. It can boost your metabolism. It increases the rate at which your body fat breaks down. And it even can curb your appetite. So this is adiponectin. You've probably never heard of this. So how do we maximize that? Well, moving more through the day. So actually being active helps with that. Getting leaner helps with that. So just generally losing fat will help with that. Plus, replacing carbohydrates in your diet with more healthy fats will help with adiponectin. So following the Eat Savvy approach, really looking for lower carbohydrate whole foods, this will really help your adiponectin levels. Fats, especially things that are healthy fats like our olives, avocados, these monounsaturated fats, but also a little bit of the healthy fats such as ghee, and even if they're saturated fats, jury's out for many people on using saturated fats, but for most people we see that can be a value. So that's adiponectin. Now let's move on to insulin. Now insulin plays an important role in your body and is the key for recovering from exercise, for muscle building, for maintaining optimal blood sugar levels, these sorts of things. However, when you eat far too many carbohydrates, so when carbohydrate intakes are high and insulin's left to go through the roof to run wild in the body, so to speak, it can inhibit the breakdown of and burning of stored fat. So by having high insulin levels, you're essentially making it more and more difficult for your body to actually burn fat for fuel. So the more carbohydrates you eat, the more insulin will be released. So some of the supplements that we recommend as part of our program, such as our Body Transformation Challenge, this can help to lessen insulin spikes and carb absorption if you happen to get a bit naughty. But to optimize insulin for fat loss, aim to get most of your carbohydrates from vegetables and a little bit of fruit. So really aiming to limit grains and starches into much smaller portions, and really only directly after intense exercise would be really wise. So that's insulin. Now we have glucagon. Now glucagon is a hormone that essentially directly opposes insulin. So while insulin stores carbohydrate, so it can take the carbs from your food and transfer it and basically store carbohydrate and build fat, glucagon is responsible for breaking down stored carbs and fats and releasing them into the body so that they can be used for energy. So eating a protein-rich, low-carb meal is the best way to maximize glucagon release. So next one is CCK, or cholecystokinin, or kinin. So this hormone is released from your fat cell, from the cells of your intestines when you eat protein or fat. But CCK doesn't just stay in your gut. Instead, it communicates with your nervous system really, and can help, how do we say, flip the satiety switch. So CCK can flip that satiety switch. So if you get the hangries and the hungries and all that sort of thing, then maybe some of these hormones are a bit messed up. So while simultaneously, by the way, working with your stomach to slow the rate of digestion. So the end result is that you feel fuller longer. So to take full advantage of CCK, make sure you have plenty of protein and fat in your meal, not just a big carb load, okay? Unless you're going to eat a lot of carbs. So technically, if carbs and fat are combined, things get out of hand, and think the standard diet. So if you're going to eat a lot of carbs, it's better that it'd be lower in fat. All right, to really optimize that CCK and some of the other hormones as well. All right, the next one is epinephrine, and this is known, you've probably heard of it, it's your fight or flight hormone, but it also drives the burning of fat and its release into the body for energy. So epinephrine can aid in appetite suppression too. Now, there are a couple of ways that we can suppress, that we can help with this release of epinephrine. Exercise is the best way to turn epinephrine release on in your body. Interval training in particular, so that high intensity type of exercise works wonders for epinephrine, cranks that up. Some fat burning supplements work on epinephrine as well. A cup of coffee can help you to can help blunt your appetite. Black coffee, for example, then can help you during a fasting period to blunt appetite whilst simultaneously cranking up epinephrine a little bit and helping you to burn fat for fuel. Now, the problem with that is that you don't want to go overboard with that because that is your fight or flight hormone. And so if you're not subsequently doing exercise to burn that off and reach a bit more of a balance, then you're left wired and potentially tired, and that can affect your adrenal glands. So you want a balanced approach to all of that. And last but certainly not least, we have growth hormone. Now, growth hormone can be considered somewhat your fountain of youth because not only does it help with fat loss, but it's great for anti-aging and slowing the aging clock. So growth hormone interacts with fat cells to sort of coax them to break down stored body fat for energy. And guess what? It can be released through the things that that you may think are difficult, like skipping a meal, so fasting, so intense burst exercise, so high intensity training, or short and sharp weight training. So not the chronic cardio, so an hour on the treadmill does not help. So moderate walking can help some of these hormones, but the intense exercise really helps increase some of these fat loss hormones. But most people when I go to the gym, what I see them doing is they are an hour on the treadmill and then a half an hour on the bike, and then maybe a bit of a cool down, and then they're gone. And that's what we would consider chronic cardio. So that does not optimize most of these fat loss hormones. So definitely, intense exercise, circuit training, and getting plenty of sleep. Okay, so basically you train hard and sleep well. There are some certain micronutrients that can help with growth hormone levels, but really, really powerful. So if you're looking for a program to help you out with all of this, then consider our Body Transformation Challenge. And so that considers all of these hormones, keeps all of that in mind. And, if you're looking for guidance and support and some specific targeted supplement solutions, then that could really help you out. All right, so that's it for this particular session of Healthy Savvy Life. If you have any questions, then do please feel free to ask. We're here to help you to reach that high level of health and lifestyle. So if you want more information then on this, then we can certainly pass that on to you. Just type more in the comments, and we can make sure that you get the additional information and downloads that we have all around this particular topic. So that is it for this particular show here in the Savvy team. We want to encourage you to be savvy. What do we mean by that? We mean astute, sharp, perceptive, and informed. So that's it from me. We look forward to catching up with you next time around on Healthy Savvy Life.